Public comment section of our agenda. Darren, you're going to let Harold speak?
I guess so.
Would you like to start us up?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. I appreciate this opportunity to come before you. I guess I was elected unofficially to represent the property owners and friends of the property owners on Albert Fry Road. I have before me 2 petitions. I have copies of 1 petition which has other information with it that I would like to distribute to all the council members as well as the secretary and the city manager. And I have another petition that is strictly from the property owners and homeowners on Albert Fry Road. I want to make it very clear at this point, we are not opposed to a shooting park. That is not our purpose. Our purpose is the location of the shooting park and the effect that it will have on the neighboring properties. It'll have, I firmly believe, a negative effect insofar as value is concerned. It'll also have an effect insofar as being able to enjoy your property late in the evening or during a weekend with a lot of activity going on. And I understand, and these are not numbers that I've accumulated, that there could be upwards of 10,000, possibly more shots fired on any given day. If there is a tournament going on, it could be considerably more than that. I am not a shooter, though I have a raft of guns in my safe at home, but I do not participate in that. I am here representing, as I said earlier, the folks on Albert Fry Road that will be directly affected. My son and I own a home out there. The sport portion of this park, some of the shooting stations is estimated to be within 600 feet of our home. 600 feet, that's 2 football fields. And I just feel as though we have neighbors there that are, you will see by the data that I have connected to the petition. There is a map in the back, and there's other articles that I think it's imperative that the council be aware of, that it's rather bothersome. And I would like to mention one thing, that Mr. and Mrs. Bowman and their father, they live approximately 1.1 miles from the Sportsman's Club shooting park. On a weekend, they sit on their patio or deck, whichever, and they can hear the gunfire going on. We're talking the closest house, 600 feet. So consequently, I think it's a major thing that should be reconsidered by this council. And if I may, Mr. Mayor, may I distribute these?
Yes, please. The time is run out. Thank you, sir.
My time is up.
Yes, sir.
That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I have James, Valerie, Monica, Rodney. Which one would like to go next? And you are?
I'm on. I completely empathize with their concerns, all the families that live close by. But what I would like for the council and the mayor to consider is that it was a landfill, so reclaiming this land would be a benefit to the city and to the community by putting the sporting complex there, because it requires a lot of land for a sporting complex, a shooting sporting complex. That we would have an increase in tourism, we would have an increase in people going to restaurants, we would have an increase in people staying in the hotels nearby. And while that is bothersome for them and their land, for the overall good of the city and the county and the community, I see where this shooting sporting complex would be handy. There may be a slight increase in traffic if we have a tournament out there, but I don't think everyday use would be any more than it was when it was a landfill. I do know that I can speak as a parent of a shooter. My son has shot with formerly the Clay Crushers and now Cumberland County Youth Shooting Sports for 6 years now. And what I see in these young men and women that I've watched grow up shooting is building of character and building of responsibility and building of work ethic. And I don't know that we have too many things in this county that does that on such a grand scale. And the thing that is amazing to me is a lot of these youth and young adults want to remain in this county. And so you're grooming fine citizens in this county. The complex will lend itself to other venues that can be used by other people, hunter safety courses and law enforcement to train. I mean, there's so many uses. It won't just be for these shooters that you see beside me. But I do want to point out one thing with the 1 minute I have left. I don't often get to go to the tournaments because, as all of you know, I'm a pastor and I'm kind of stuck here sometimes. But when I go to state competition, I am so amazed at our youth shooting guys and girls. We're often at the top of the podium. And we're standing next to schools whose counties and schools pour tons of money into their programs. And they have flashy uniforms with matching bags and matching guns and all kinds of wonderful tools. And there we are, our kids from Cumberland County at the top of the podium with most of the medals and all the trophies. And that's because of the hard work of these kids you see behind me. And so while it may create a little bit of a problem for some families that live nearby, we have an opportunity to build something with some money given to us by TWRA that shows their support. And I feel that it's just something that for the greater good, we can see more gain. So thank you.
Thank you. Who's next? Rodney, James, Valerie?
Mr. Mayor, I want to thank you for this opportunity to come and read just a couple of facts. I've got a couple of pictures of some ranges that are across the great United States. I've got the future range at Albert Fry Road. I have the current Fairfield Glade photo. These are all 1,000-foot perimeter survey shots. I have the Oak Ridge Gun Club, the Knoxville Gun Club, and the National Shooting Complex at San Antonio. I only have one copy with me, but I'd like to pass these to you to look them over. There's been a lot of development go in those areas since these projects were inception. And as you'll notice, we've done a lot of work on this, but through this time, what we looked at was the impact on the people all the way through. And there's not another piece of property that I've been able to locate that was available that has any less impact on the number of citizens. And I totally respect the people that live there. And I personally told both of them that I respect them. So I want that to be noted, that I do respect their position. But the gun industry, the shooting industry is the number, the statement I've got here is $33 billion a year. The number of employees by the gun industry group are more than 10% more than any car manufacturer or anything else. And there's over $5 billion of tax revenue that comes in revenue off of the money that comes in off of firearms and ammunition. And bottom line is, guys, we want to bring some of that money home. That's pretty simply put. I think I've got a copy here, and Valerie may cover this one, I think. But I have a letter here from Chamber of Commerce in favor of this. We looked at the impact on the number of people in the neighborhoods. If we took this range anywhere else in the county, we're going to be passing through several neighborhoods that are going to have children playing in those neighborhoods, and that increased traffic could be a danger to those kids. We don't pass one house getting to this range. And everything on this range, we're trying to accommodate by keeping the sound down. This 20-station archery course is going to be up, proposed to be up in the corner towards all the homes that are there now. And with what you guys gave us on the other section, the rifle and pistol range, we're wanting to move that down into that pit because we've got natural berms that will help with the sound control. Guys, there's many good aspects of this thing, sir, and we just want you to know that we appreciate you making this property available so that we can further carry this out, and we do appreciate that.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Cantrell.
Mr. Mayor, City Council, thank you for your time. I'm Greg Cantrell. I'm the trustee for the Frank Brown Family Trust and Juanita Gilbert Family Trust and their power of attorney. We have property close to 400 or 500 acres that is from the Bean Pot all the way to Albert Fry Road, and then on the other side of Albert Fry Road and then down toward the property. I'm not here tonight to object to anything that is not your agenda. It's been our agenda in the family for years. Economic development, great health care, and an educational system. It's been demonstrated when I was 30-something years old, I led that initiative to, in behalf of the family, to contribute land for the construction of Brown Elementary and the gift in kind and land. What I'm here to point out are two things. One, until last night, our family, as an adjacent or nearby property owner, knew nothing about the initiative. Now, in the past, Grady Taylor was our representative. He passed away, unfortunately, last year, and so we've been out of the loop somewhat. The second point I want to make is we've had a vision for many years of what that corridor will become. We have promised the matriarch, my grandmother, that we would not develop that property until her passing. Today, she's 91 years old in an assisted living and under hospice care in Murfreesboro. I drove up from Brentwood to make sure that you knew that we were concerned, A, about the process. Was it our responsibility to watch, to pay attention to the Crossville newspapers and any postings? Probably so. But there is another vision of what that can become. By example, I'm unimpressed with $2.5 million of grant money because our initiative and vision would be an 80 to 100 bed assisted living right off the bat on her current property that would be in the range of $8 to $10 million to construct and employ about 100 folks. So I'm asking you to slow this process down if you can get out of the contract. Look and let us work with you as a significant property owner and the property owners that are here, and it may include a privately funded shooting facility. I don't know enough about the information, but we give you another alternative. And Mayor, we have demonstrated in the past that we've worked in behalf of the county and the city for growth, and we are committed to do that again. One final comment. We gave property to the state of Tennessee for the highway to go 4 lanes, for instance, for the widening of the bridge. So even though I'm an outsider, Frank Brown, Juanita Brown, Dean Gilbert, our grandparents, were deeply involved in this community. I feel like it's a second home to me, and thank you for the consideration of your time.
Thank you. We got time for one more. Is that correct?
Well, your 15 minutes would technically be up, is up right now, because you had some lost time.
Delays. We'll do one more. Is it going to be Rodney or Valerie?
I have 382 signatures for. I have the chamber where they have re-signed the petition, and a picture that I'd like for you and each one to have as you're making this decision for you to look at. You've all received my email about talking about the priorities and who it would all benefit. I want you to look at it as a business owner and on Chamber of Commerce. I'd like for you to look at it on a different aspect, the economical side of it. Just a small 3-minute review here. Cumberland County is in Region 3, and which consists of 25 counties. We had 25 counties that pretty much wanted this complex, and they chose Cumberland County, TWRA did. And we've got that grant. You have signed that contract. You have told these kids that you would be behind them and you would support them. Well, so let's look at the impact just from the clay, the shotgun side of this, just one area. The regional shoots will draw 80 to 100 athletes in each division. That's trap, skeet, and sport and clays. Okay, let's say for easy math and everything in 3 minutes, we have 100 shooters. That's 300 kids plus coaches, parents, grandparents, and siblings. If they shoot and bring one adult with them, that's 600 people that's going to come into our region and shop at my store, do their laundry, shop at boutiques, need concessions, gasoline, fuel, Walmart, ammo, everything. If they will only spend $50, that is $30,000 coming in our community for one event. Now you take that $30,000, and that's just at $50. I have a truck that is more than that, just filling it up one time. So I was trying to be nice, $30,000. So you take that $30,000 on one event that came from a landfill that is doing nothing, that was worthless, and we're turning it into profit. So we have Cumberland County, and we've got Putnam County, which is absolutely beating us to death on stuff. Let me show you this. Cumberland County's tourism expenditures that have been doing well. To be exact, $112.29 million in 2015. However, we do rank number 2 in the Upper Cumberland, with Putnam County again beating the way out of us in our industries, tourism, everything. We have an opportunity here to come ahead for once in Putnam County. If you will just keep what you said you would do and say yes to this program. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I believe we'll just go ahead and jump into item 8F on our agenda.